on you, motherfuckers. How you doing tonight? I'm around these bucket people for another gosh darn week.
I hate doing that voice. I really hate doing it. It hurts so much. It really hurts. Well,
that's UAD if you've never met UAD before.
You don't want to meet it. No. You do not want to meet it. I promise you that.
No, you do not.
UAD is such an awful individual, but
very, very, very crazy. One of the side characters of the Buckbusters and the Weenie Boys, as we call ourselves, our whole entire friend group. So
I'd much rather just have Brad come along than UAD.
Fucking Brad, man. Brad. Oh, I miss Brad so much. Brad and Brad's wife.
He gets a little racist.
Anyways, guys, welcome back to the second week in a row, finally. I don't know if we've done that all season where we've done 2 weeks in a row, so...
I don't think so.
It's been a while since we did 2 weeks in a row, probably like maybe this time last season, so...
Yeah.
We're back the night of the 15th of December. One night past the Erie Otters honoring the passing of owner Jim Walters, who passed away Friday morning.
Waters.
Did I say Walters?
Yeah.
I meant to say Waters, I apologize. Jim Waters, who passed away Friday morning, just completely unexpectedly, just an absolutely tragic and devastating loss to not only, I'm sure, the Waters family, but the entire city of Erie, the entire Erie Otters organization. Just completely unexpected. And
it was just...
Also, I remember me and Colin were just sitting there in a PlayStation shed. He goes, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Dude, the owner just passed away." I was like, "What?" And yeah, it was pretty awkward couple moments of silence. I think we're both trying to process it and just try to sit there to try to confirm if that was true or not. And very sadly, it was. And like I said, it's an unimaginable tragedy for something like that to happen, especially so unexpectedly and
for somebody that meant I think what Kyle said this. I'm sorry, I was only half paying attention. That meant so much not only to the players and to the team, the franchise as a whole as the savior, but to the city. Just like I feel like the whole city just kind of slumped into a deep dark depression after that announcement was made by the team, by the local newscast people, and the league.
I knew after I found out the news, I'm like, my whole mood just changed the rest of the night.
This man, he's the reason we still have, one of the main reasons we still have, or said one of the main, if not the main reason we still have hockey in Erie to this day. He saved us back in 2015. He bought the team off of, I think it was off of Sherry Bassin.
Yeah.
And he's the reason we still have hockey in Erie to this day. Obviously, because of that, we got to see another championship here in Erie in 2017.
I think it was just even more satisfying the fact they came literally two years after buying the team like that championship.
Yeah, 2 years after. As I got to meet and be a part of the organization of some amazing players that have obviously gone up to the big leagues now. Alex DeBrincat, Dylan Strome, Travis Dermott, Maximovich.
He just missed McDavid.
He just missed McDavid. Yeah, the Radish brothers, Sorelli, Fogle, all those guys from that 17 opening team.
Strome was one of the first players to actually react to.
And I saw a couple of NHLers like obviously the former Otters that reacted to it. So
yeah, and so far I've only seen. No, I could have missed the rest of them. I've only seen other OHL teams say something. Peterborough and Kitchener are the only two that I have seen. I could have missed the rest of them. But
Sue did. I know I did see Sue also did.
Sue said something.
I know they're hockey affiliate team, not affiliate team, but they're like we have the Erie Otters. Yeah.
And I saw Saginaw's Twitter page. They posted the loss or whatever, and even Saginaw fans are commenting, man, you could tell Erie was playing for that man tonight, just because we're the better team and just outplayed, and they did everything in their power to get that win for him last night, an 8-2 win, let alone over the Saginaw Spirit. It was a beatdown for sure. 5 first period goals, 3 of the first 8 shots went in or something like that. Yeah. First shot of the game, not the first Otter shot, the first shot of the game. Sneaks past Sam Alfano scoring. And I think the first 3 or 4 goals, every single person pointed straight up, to the rafters, That one was for you, Jim. And I think every single one was. Every save Noah made was for him. And obviously the win was for him as well. They gave Waters, my goodness gracious, Jim Waters the first star of the game, obviously for a reason, and it's just a very devastating loss for the city of Erie.
I said because
the whole organization.
They already had planned their game worn jerseys they were wearing last night. Their ugly sweater jerseys. I don't know. Like all the donations of those jerseys was going to hit to the entire Waters family.
I think it was originally supposed to go to a different cause, but they ended up changing it and saying, no, these are all going to the Waters family. And
so Panel actually got interviewed at the end of the first period, and this is what he said. Honestly, it's unexplainable. Jim gave so much to us as a team. Now this is the least we could do to pay it back to him. So that obviously that's what was discussed between him and his teammates amidst the hot start yesterday in their first period. You guys, fortunately got to experience that first day here. So.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw the video that they posted that they played in the arena. They ended up posting the full video to Twitter or to the social medias. And just hearing that video of everything that Jim said, and then thinking about it, wow, like that's probably one of the last clips that they have of him. One of the most touching things that he has said, and that's going to be one of his biggest memories that we have of him. And hearing that being played, knowing that he's no longer with us, was definitely a tough listen, but is also just like emotional. But it was a good emotional at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, wow, that's.
Like, I know with Schaefer currently being out of the lineup doing the World Juniors, like, he did during his interview, like, for the World Juniors, he mentioned that, like, one of his last conversations was with Jim Waters earlier in the week. Like, Jim Waters jokingly was like, we really wish we weren't losing you, like, or not being on the team right now. But like, Schaefer obviously laughed, and he said, like, Jim Waters always said, like, he's always been there for him, and like he knows what he's doing is for best for him. And then he said when World Juniors gets there, he said he's playing for him and his mom, and then he says it's like this tournament is for them. And that
and we know that every game from here on out for the Otters this season is going to be played for Jim. Like, that's. I think that's a given. I don't think that's even in question that every single game this year is now going to be played in his honor and for him. Every single win is going to be dedicated to him. And yes, if you haven't seen that video that they played pregame and now, as I said, had now posted to various social medias, go check it out, take a listen to it. It's a pretty touching video.
All right.
As soon as we click record, the cat goes.
Oh, Otis.
That's our mascot, guys.
Yep. Gotta love them. But anywho, on to some of the news and milestones around the OHL. One of the big ones that surprisingly, beginning of the week, Oshawa Generals relieved head coach Steve O'Rourke and named interim assistant head coach Brad Malone as head coach, which honestly I was kind of a little for the fact that obviously you had your runner-ups in the last year's finalists against London. And
So yeah, like a year after making it to the final.
And then they're literally right now sitting first in a division right now of the East.
And they're in first division. They just
fired
their coach.
Second in the Eastern Conference right now, and they've fired him. So there's something. Obviously,
there's got to be something going on behind the scenes there. That's
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want to make assumptions like that, but that's eerily peculiar. That's
That's why I was like, when I saw, I was like, what? Like,
1 + 1 does not equal 2 in this scenario.
So that was honestly
that's
was
very
kind
peculiar.
of yeah. And then sticking with the Oshawa Generals, Luca Morelli signed a 3-year entry-level contract with the Columbus Blue Jackets. And then starting December 11th, Jordan Charin of the Sioux Greyhounds gets his first career OHL goal for the Sudbury Wolves. Chicago Blackhawks prospect Alec Farian of the Sudbury Wolves gets his first career OHL hat-trick, and Kieran Walton of the Sudbury Wolves gets his 100th career OHL point. Martin Vicalic of the Brampton Steelheads gets his first career OHL goal versus the Brantford Bulldogs. Jake O'Brien of the Brantford Bulldogs gets his 100th career OHL point and is the fastest Bulldog to reach that milestone. Landon Hookey of the Owen Sound Attack gets his first career OHL hat trick versus the Guelph Storm. And then one milestone on the 12th, Ethan Toms of the Oshawa Generals played in his 100th career OHL game versus the Peterborough Petes. December 13th, Harrison Franson gets his first career OHL goal versus the North Bay Battalion. I don't know why I didn't put the team he was playing that night. But Alexander Stevens of the Brampton Steelheads gets his first OHL goal versus Sudbury Wolves. And Luke Misa of the Brampton Steelheads sets the record at 132 for most assists in the franchise. And on the 14th, Adam Kelly of the Kingston Frontenacs gets his first career OHL goal versus the Guelph Storm. Zachary Janovsky of the Guelph Storm in 32 save gets his first career OHL win in 4-3 versus in a shootout. Nathan Day of the Flint Firebirds gets his second career OHL shutout versus the Owen Sound Attack, which ties the franchise record for most shutouts in a single season with Luke Cavalin in the 21-22 season, and is the most shutouts as well in the franchise. That's crazy. They only had 2 shutouts in the 10 years Flint has been a team. 2.
10 years. Wow.
Embarrassing.
Andrew Willis of the Erie Otters.
The Otters have like 3 this year alone.
Yep. Andrew Willis of the Erie Otters gets his first career OHL point off of a Wesley Royston goal, and Sam Alfano gets his second career OHL hat trick against the Saginaw Spirit. And then as of today, the 15th, Daniel Chen of the Brantford Bulldogs gets his first career OHL goal versus the Kingston Frontenacs.
Awesome.
Last night we took the W out of Saginaw.
It's Saginaw again.
Saginaw.
Just to talk a little bit more about last night. Going into the third period, Noah Erliden started the game, but Charlie Burns went in for the third. I didn't see anything. I don't know if anything happened to Noah like towards the end. Somebody said they thought it looked like he got slashed in the hand towards the end of the second period. But it could just be for rest, just because he has played a lot of games recently, and you're up 5 goals. I mean,
or they're just giving Charlie
some time, because Noah wasn't even on the bench for the third period. So usually that means injury. I'm guessing
injury or some sort of illness.
Yeah, he just got sick. Maybe he got sick in between intermissions. But who knows? Also, I think it was also a couple minutes into the third period, Nicholas Holamigo went down with an injury.
That one was
which even I don't even agree with the penalty.
I'm trying to think who.
Saginaw ended up getting a 5-minute boarding penalty for it and a game misconduct. I don't agree with it. Personally, I didn't even think that it was that gruesome of a call. I didn't think it was a call. I didn't think it was a penalty whatsoever.
Neither did I.
And they were looking at it for a good 5-10 minutes, and they still decided, hey, it's a 5-minute penalty.
Yeah, it was Jimmy and Zakalik, number 71, for boarding and that.
Yeah, and you got 5 minutes for boarding and then a misconduct as well.
Yeah, because
I don't necessarily agree with that. Like I said,
I initially didn't see the play because there was something was happening in the Otters' offensive zone at the time. Was sad.
We got a breakaway and we're about to take a shot, and all of a sudden they blew the whistle, and we didn't. I saw them both go down.
I heard the board.
I saw them both go down. I saw a hit against the board, but I thought it was just a routine. It literally looked like just like a routine takedown, like a routine hockey takedown. All of a sudden, Holamigo didn't get back up, and they looked at it and they said it's a 5-minute boarding penalty again, which I didn't even agree with. Personally,
I honestly didn't agree with it either. Even our friend Anthony, who sits in front of us, we were talking about
he's like I didn't see what happened. I don't see anything that should have been a call. So
we brought up
did it matter? No, we were still up by 4 goals. Maybe I think it might have even been 7-2 already by then.
It was already because they ended up scoring the.
We scored on that power play, which I think made it 8-2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't matter regardless. But again, I think we definitely got away with the call there. I don't think it should have been called. And we thought it was originally a slew foot. They were looking for a slew foot or something. But looking back at it, we're like, there's nothing that they should be calling, and they still ended up calling the 5-minute boarding penalty.
No, take it where you can. I
I'd
don't know
say-
why power play still
I'd
sucks.
say
but-
if the OHL announces something on that, because I know there probably will be potentially something.
Yeah, I guess two things right last night. I guess the first goal scored, and then the second penalty kill for the shorty. I was like, would it be too much to ask for a shorty here? And then boom, we scored a shorty.
And the joke that me and Kyle always do, the uh-oh.
That also worked.
It also worked twice, like Kyle did the first time.
Pass, score.
And then shortly after, maybe one of the other two goals that happened shortly in the first, I did it. Boom.
I mean, when you score 8 goals, a couple of things that you say are eventually going to work. So, yeah, it was just an amazing night, like a storybook night. Like I said, first shot of the game goes in, and you immediately point to the Raptors for Gem, and like, again, it's a storybook night, man. Like,
Yeah.
a hat trick was scored, an amazing performance from our starting goaltender, not Andrew Oki. He wasn't okay that night.
Which one thing I saw was kind of a crazy fact going into that game. Obviously, it's now at least 3 or 4 at this point. Savage given up more than 6 goals in the last 3 or 4 games.
Each of their last 4 games, yeah, they're not in a very good patch right now.
Both their goals.
This is where they need their Lord and Savior Nolan Lalonde to be the backup again.
So honestly,
he'll definitely put a couple more.
He finished
Saginaw.
like 15-2 in the regular season last year or something like that. Like
he was on a
where's he now? He's with Kingston now, isn't he?
His home city team and that.
I mean, you'll love to see that still though.
So I think it was kind of cool that he at least got to kind of go home and play in his final.
But Noah had a lot of really good saves. Saginaw's backup had a lot of really nice saves there in the third period there. So very easily could have ended up being a 10-2, 11-2 kind of game. But yeah, it's, like I said, a storybook night. Just that's everything that you wanted to happen and needed to go right went right and happened last night. So just a huge win for the Otters, and just an altogether win for the night for Erie and for the Waters family.
I was to say, the Otters for now have secured that 4th seed spot in the West, so that kind of because
It's huge.
in that game
That's
it
what
was
she said.
kind of determining if Saginaw won that they would have, regardless of if it went OT or not, they were going to. They would have took it 4th, but so obviously the next time the Otters and Sal meet will be January 10th on Connor McDavid night. So
I'm so excited for that.
I kind of
Less than a month away.
I kind of made a joke during that, can this happen that night? Like how they're playing tonight? Can this happen?
Can this happen every night?
No, let's score 9 goals and have 97 shots on the night. No.
But yeah, it was definitely was a great game last night. How they
Unbelievable.
This is going to get me thinking here. Obviously not knowing what the whole Noah Erdline situation is. Is he healthy? What's hurting? Please, let it not turn into another goalie situation like last year.
It was, as me and Kyle were walking out of the arena last night, I told Kyle, I'm hoping, because we don't obviously know what it is, what's happened with Noah. We said, I'm hoping it was maybe just a one-night kind of thing,
Maybe he just got sick in between periods. Maybe, I don't know.
or just resting,
Or maybe just he pulled something getting off the ice or something. It could have just been like a freak, he just pulled something getting off the ice or walking into the locker. Who knows? You never know what could happen though. So
because I said to Kyle, and just what Colin said,
I know there ended up being. I think there ended up being a little bit of a scrum there towards the end of the second. Maybe after the whistle blew, the end of the second. Maybe he got caught up in something there. That could be my only guess. Or something happened on his way over got chipped on his way over to the bench. I don't know. I said I wasn't paying much attention there. So yeah, just hope it's okay. Hope it doesn't turn into a goalie situation like last year.
We do not want to have.
So we've already called up and sent back down a lot of players so far this year. So
Speaking of goalies, and speaking of Benny Goodrow, how about him getting his first official AHL win in his first AHL game?
his first game, his first win for the Rockford Ice Hogs. Who did it beat? Was it Bakersfield?
Hold on.
Condors?
I could look back on
Yeah. Former
next.
Erie Otters legend, Benny Goudreau, however you want to say it. First win. Love to see it for him.
So awesome.
Can't wait to see him, hopefully. within the next-
Milwaukee.
The Admirals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which that's Nashville's
The Nashville's.
affiliate.
And then obviously Rockford is Chicago's, so possibly can see him playing for the Blackhawks here in the next upcoming years here. Have him be playing alongside Connor Bedard, that'd be pretty cool to see.
That would be awesome. Would be awesome.
Yeah, man, let's go for Benny. Hell yeah. Let's go Otters. Hell yeah.
One thing I might as well, because I did see it in the AHL, just late last night. The Belleville Senators, they did a theme night to throw back to the Belleville Bulls during their OHL days.
Oh, did they?
They literally went back to their had their theme jersey and everything as the Belleville Bulls. They to honor them, they brought the J. Ross Robertson Cup and to celebrate the 98-99 season
That's pretty
championship team. So they had a bunch of the former owner of the Belleville Bulls and
That's pretty cool.
former players from that team celebrate the night, and they revealed a Belleville Bulls banner for their time
I
in
didn't know
the OHL.
That's pretty cool.
There's been actually, because with the potential OHL expanding here, it's just 2 teams by next season, or there's just within the last week and a half, there's been rumblings that Belleville could potentially come back into the O again, and that.
I saw Youngstown is one of the possible teams.
Youngstown and Muskegon, because they had just literally the commissioner of the OHL, he went to visit both facilities just this last week,
Yeah.
and kind of was potentially because I know both the USHL and the OHL kind of have to have a rough estimate what's the plan for next season, if they are gonna be in by next year or not, so we could potentially see that here.
That'd be interesting. I know they're saying if that does happen, there's most likely going to be some sort of expansion draft.
Because I know there's been a lot of rumblings, because ever since the NCAA kind of that vote was official, that players who are already committed to teams in the NCAA are playing for CHL teams, or vice versa, players that are already committing to colleges already in the NCAA. So
Cody, you better say something. Looks like you were waiting to say something.
I'm just doing a little research here. It can wait till we're off the air.
Okay.
So.
Right. Well, we're still on the air. Let's pull up good old Puck Doku and get that rolling here.
Yeah. Alright, going across for the columns, we have St. Louis, Tampa, and Winnipeg. And for the rows, we have Toronto, LA, and 100 plus assists in a career.
Okay.
So off the bat, we can do Ryan Reeves for Toronto and St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Looks like I don't think he fit anywhere else. So. Alright.
Toronto, Tampa.
So I'm trying to think. I'm
not Domi. He never played for Tampa. L.A. St. Louis, Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Yep.
For the whole, I think, 20 games he played for the Blues.
20 games, still 20 games.
Like and the Blues, 100 assists can be anybody that's played there a while. Ryan O'Reilly. Tarasenko. Brett Hall. Alright, Tampa 100 assists. Again, it can be Cooch, Stamkos, Braden Point.
Marty St. Louis. LeCavier.
LeCavier. And this can be Blake Wheeler, Mark Scheifele. Anybody there? Right, so we just need Toronto, Tampa, Toronto, Winnipeg, and then LA, Tampa, LA, Winnipeg. LA, Winnipeg, Ilya Kovalchuk, I believe, right? Because this counts the Atlanta.
Well,
he played for LA, I'm pretty sure, didn't he? I'm quite positive. I'm pretty confident in that. That was a table, I swear.
Sure. I think I'm just overthinking
Because
this.
Kovalchuk played for Atlanta, which that would still technically be the Winnipeg franchise.
Yeah, but did he play for LA? That's
I'm pretty sure he did. I think LA is the first team he played for when he came back.
Fuck.
He came back, I think he played for LA, then I think he went to Washington. Both are very brief stances, but... Hold on.
LA and... I don't know if it would work, because...
Just spit it out.
Eric Cernak, because he was initially drafted by LA.
Did he play any games?
That's what I'm trying to remember. I can't remember if he did or not. If he... After he got drafted, he came back to Erie, and then... I don't know if he... When he went back up, he just played for Tampa. It's my only question.
We'll hold on to that one.
We'll hold on. That's the only one I...
Tampa, Toronto. I feel like this one should be so much easier, but I can't think of anything. Brian Elliott, I don't think he ever played for the Leafs.
What about Taylor Radish? Because I know he had a little stint in Tampa, mostly in Chicago. Did he do up in Toronto?
I don't think so.
He did not.
Because I know Darren has spent his whole time in
I don't think so.
Tampa. Oh no, where's Darren drafted?
Darren was drafted by, I think, Tampa.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Because for a while there, he was with the Syracuse Crush for...
Okay, so he was originally drafted by Tampa, okay.
Vander Kane never played for LA or Toronto.
Where's Nick Paul been before Tampa? Ottawa, Tampa. I don't know.
Don't think it's Toronto or LA. Damn.
Andre Johansson, the backup goalie for Tampa. Where's he been before Tampa?
I think he's only been in Tampa. But okay, I'm pretty confident in the LA Atlanta or the LA Winnipeg with the LA Kovalchuk.
All right, let's give it a shot.
I'm pretty confident.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, look, he has a Washington jersey on this picture. Since we're blanking anyway, do we want to try to throw Chernak there? For the LA Tampa?
Because I know he was. I just don't know if he just played for a game with...
Wait, it says 2018. So possibly not then. I feel like if he played for LA, it would have been like 16, 17.
Yeah, because he was drafted the same year as McDavid in the 15 draft.
Oh, Ryan McDonough. Did he ever play for LA?
No, he's been one stint with the Rangers, 2 stints with Tampa, and 1 stint with Nashville.
Nashville, okay. Damn. Toronto Tampa should be so easy. Why can't I think of one? Same Toronto Winnipeg should also, I think, be pretty easy. Bufflin never played much. I think he only really played Atlanta, Winnipeg.
And Chicago.
Oh yeah, Chicago. Yeah, that's right. Why are we blanking so hard on this one? Andrew Ladd. I'm thinking of guys that were like early in the Winnipeg relocation, like Brian Little, Andrew Ladd.
Did Brad Boyes ever play for? I know Toronto, St. Louis,
Boston. I think he had a little bit of
Buffalo.
time with.
Yeah, never really played up north too much.
Wow, yeah, this one's tough. we got nothing else.
Yeah.
Just put Eric Chernak in there anyway. I mean,
In LA,
Yeah.
Tampa.
throw it in there. I mean, we're blanking anyway. No, he did not play. For
Okay.
it. Okay.
I knew he was drafted. I just didn't know if he ever played.
Wish we had hints on this one like we do on the pyramid.
Corey Perry never played Toronto.
No.
No.
Yeah, because
Never played LA, obviously.
I'm trying to think of like some of like the old players that have played for Toronto over the past couple years, like Marlowe, Giordano.
Marlowe never played Tampa, right?
well,
Never
no.
Tampa.
Joe Thornton.
No. Boston, only Boston, Toronto, and
San
Jose.
Jose, the Sharks.
In Florida too. Remember he played a little bit
in
in
Florida. I
right.
forgot Florida too.
Oh my goodness. I'm blanking. Well, that's somebody like Mark Recchi. I know he played for a frick ton of teams.
Frick ton team.
Frick ton.
Nice frickin' mouth you got on there, son. Frick.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm blanking.
Alright, well.
Let's Alright. Let's do the stats here.
For
Nick Antropov. I was right on the fucking early in the
Zach
Winnipeg
Bogosian,
franchise.
Kobe Armstrong, Olyokinen,
David Reddick,
big save Dave Riddick,
Ron
Jordan
Easy.
Bannon.
Ponikarovsky, Riley Nash, Eric Fair,
Toronto, Tampa,
Dave Andrechuk,
Luke Shen, Darcy Tucker,
Brian
Brian Boyle,
Gary Roberts,
Riley Nash again, Greg McKegg, and Vinny LeCavalier.
well, that came-
We fucking said him earlier when we were talking about Tampa.
I know.
Tanner Janot, that's a recent one. We should have
Caleb
Ben
Bryant.
Bishop.
Ben Bishop.
Brian Boyle again.
Fuck.
Wow. All right.
Darn.
Hurdle?
Or do we do the pyramid and then hurdle?
Ah, fuck.
Let's do the pyramid.
Okay.
So anybody that's ever played for Buffalo, let's go Brad May. The first one that popped in my head. Honor of Rick Jenrette, who we just heard about last week. Someone that's played 500 games and that has played for Buffalo. Eichel.
Yeah, Jack Eichel.
Has he played 500 yet? With all the injuries he's faced?
He's been in for almost a decade now.
Has he? Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, 2015. Yeah, okay. 500 games, 250 assists, has played for Buffalo.
Rasmus Dahlin, has he gotten... Oh, no, he's not 500 yet.
I'm thinking like somebody like Eric Stahl. Has he had 250 assists in his career?
Eric Stahl with his...
Or like maybe Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall definitely has.
Small.
Choose the right one this time.
The top... Wait, the 83 to 88?
And they have to play for the Islanders, correct?
Yeah.
Islanders and Sabres.
Robert Leonard.
500 career play.
Yeah, Robin Leonard had 250 assists.
Yeah, I was
That's
going to say.
right.
I was going to say, there's no way he's gotten 250 assists.
Basically like... Dang.
Oh, Pat LaFontaine.
He played for Islanders?
He played, yeah.
Did he?
La Fontaine. Panthers, Islanders. The dinosaur. Kyle Caboso.
Yep.
Paid for Buffalo,
Yeah.
Islanders, Florida.
No, wait. That top one, we can use him for the top one for Stanley Cup winner then.
Okay, well, that we
We-
also have
we-
Sam,
we have
we
two
also have
lifelines.
Sam Reinhart.
Did he play for the Islanders?
No, he did not. Fuck
Yeah.
me in the ass.
So let's use a lifeline for this one to get this Panthers one. Wait, whoa, there's 3 now.
Player card get stats for a current player.
Yeah, no, fuck that. We'll do fill in the blank.
Thomas Vanek.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thomas Vanek, yeah. And we can use Kyle Poso for the top one, right? Yeah. And
Hell yeah.
Kyle the Dinosaur
Get the
Acoposo.
fossil. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go, boys. Cool.
Ah, hell
That one
yeah.
actually was pretty.
That was pretty simple. That was pretty easy. Dumb to cash it. Wow, yeah. And we missed Ryan Miller again.
This one doesn't piss me off as much, but I mean,
I'm still kind of.
We're in the mind of skaters for this one, so
yeah,
we already had goaltenders on our mind last week and still missed it.
I'm
Yeah,
still
exactly.
mad
But
about.
let's do the hurdle now then. Let's move on to hurdle. If you guys haven't heard of hurdle, it shows you a silhouette of a player's like headshot, and you have to guess who the player is. That almost looks like it could be like Jeff Skinner or something.
Hold on.
I think it's current only.
Oh.
Yeah, it's current only. No.
So we got the position right.
So Jeff, how this works is everything's white, so none of the things in white is correct. But we know he's a center. That's
Okay.
all we know.
Yeah, green means you're correct.
So which means he's not even in the West. So he's an Eastern Conference player.
And then yellow means you're close. So like, if age, so since Jeff Skinner's 32, if it was yellow, but it's still pointing down, you're gonna be aiming for like I think
Like
31.
20, 27, 28.
Oh,
I think it goes within 2 years. So it'd be 30 to 34. So it'd just be, I think he'd be below the age of 30.
Well, and the arrow helps, so it'd be 30 or 31. But obviously, that it's gonna be well below 32.
So it's like 29, 28.
So
something below 29.
everything that's green it means it's.
Yeah,
It's
you gotta.
correct. So then he's also his same for the jersey number, which means his jersey number is probably below 50.
Okay.
50 or lower for the
So,
number, and
because
30
He's
or
a
lower.
random center in the East.
And he's not Canadian.
He's not Canadian.
Okay,
not
that's actually what I was gonna ask. Because it shows nothing for.
Yeah, that one won't be yellow. That'll just be green or nothing.
Okay.
Let's choose an American center in the East. Let's go Jack Hughes. No, he'd be 86. So that wouldn't work.
Panarin is. Oh no, he's older. Never mind.
Is he?
I
Probably.
thought Panarin's were older.
I thought he might be like 30. So we at least get a couple positions. Let's do
Well,
Panarin, yeah.
with the silhouette, that won't work.
Yeah.
Because
What about like Lafreniere? I don't know what his position is though.
He's a center.
He's a center. Let's go with him. I like to see Lafreniere. Second one, yeah. Okay, so he's in the East. He's 23. He's young.
Okay.
His jersey number is somewhere between the 16 to 50 range. He was Canadian though, so all right. His center that has him as a left wing. So he's in the Atlantic Division.
Okay. So looking through the teams, let's go through the teams. Boston.
Florida.
Oh, Boston. Who are their centers? Zaka's not American, and he's
think so.
older.
There's Charlie Coyle.
And he's old.
Yeah.
He's older, yeah.
Uh,
Danton Heinen's still over in Boston?
I thought he was in Vancouver.
Oh, he is now. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
I can't remember the other two players.
Pull the silhouette back up again.
Buffalo. Tage Thompson's young, but he's not 23 young.
Yeah. Could be like Owen Power. No, because he's a center. So it has to be
Yeah,
Owen
I was saying
Power.
Power's a defenseman, so.
Yeah, I say he's a defenseman.
Could be like maybe like a JJ Paterka. I don't know what his position is though.
He's also. No, he's a forward.
He's a forward, but I don't know if he's a center or not. Let's just do it, just so we can
JJ
maybe get a better estimate on the nationality. I don't know what his nationality is, so he's Dutch. Okay, so we know it's in the Atlantic. Get another. Still not really much help on his jersey number. Oh my God. Thinking, Boston, Detroit. Could that be like? That could be like ADB. What's his number over there?
93.
93. Okay. Like, obviously can't be Patrick Kane because I think he's still 88 over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be somebody like Tarasenko. What's his number over there?
Well, he's Russian.
Okay, well, we still know if he's American or not. So he could still be Russian.
Oh, that's right. Tarasenko, I thought was 91.
Is he 91 over there too? Yeah.
EDB, Kane, and Tarasenko are all stupid high numbers.
What about like Lucas Raymond?
He is.
I think his number's 23.
Yeah.
He's also probably right around that age too.
I'm thinking, well, between now Raymond and who's the center on the Kucherov Gensel line?
Braden Point.
Brandon Point.
I don't think that's Braden Point.
So, what were you thinking, Lucas Raymond?
Raymond, yeah. He's Swedish.
Oh, that's right.
That shocks the hell out of me. I was right on. I didn't think he was that young still, but.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
We'll try
we all were shocked.
No, because Braden Point is 20, so we know he's not. It can't be Braden Point. I think his number's 20, isn't it? Braden Point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it could be. It could be Point because it's between 13 and 23, so it could be Braden Point. That still just does not look like it could be. No. Okay, so it is number like 19 or 20. Could be. Oh, could be like Riley Smith. No, he's with the Rangers.
Yeah,
he?
he's older with the Rangers.
Okay, that's right. He is older. So he could still be American. He could still be Russian.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I think of low numbers.
So we need to think. Boston, Toronto, Ottawa.
Montreal.
Could it be like a Tim Stützle? He's German. His number, I think, is like 19. I believe he's a center, and he's still young, too. Goes Tim Stützle?
No, he's older. Okay.
Who are you thinking?
I was initially thinking Matthew.
Oh, my God. He's 18. So his number has to be 19 or 20.
19 or 20, 23-year-old. That's not German, Canadian, Swedish.
No, Dutch.
Or Dutch, sorry.
It's Dutch, Swedish, or Canadian. So it could be American, Russian,
That's why.
German, Finnish.
The part is, I know it's not good. Actually,
So we're thinking Toronto,
yeah.
Toronto, Montreal.
Florida.
What about like Cole Caulfield? No, because it would be his number's like 22. No, his number's
No,
13.
13.
Now, that's right.
He did change it to just this year.
Suzuki.
No, his hair's not like that.
What's his number though? These numbers like 18 or 14 or something like that. Damn.
I say it's not Kachuk either.
I feel like we just
Neither
gotta
one.
start naming players just to try to get the team. We only have 2 guesses left though. Damn. This is a lot harder than I remember it being. I remember I used to do these ones. I used to do these like every day. Like I did Puckdoku. We gotta throw a player there at least to try to get the team. Just throw a leaf out there. Go like Marner. That's it.
Number 16.
What about Nick Robertson? I think he's 20. I don't know his position, or if he's even still with Toronto. I think it's technically Nicholas Robertson, but yeah. Oh my God, he's American. He's American. All right, so
one guess.
an American 23-year-old center on either Boston, Montreal, or Florida. Kachuk is too old by now.
Yeah, it's just why it's because I know that
Where is he? Kachuk is still young.
But he's not 23.
He's not 20.
Yeah.
He's probably like 24.
Because the number
25.
would fit, obviously, in that. His number would fit, but just his.
Sam Reinhart is also not that young. Pull it up one more time. I'm just trying to picture that fucking hair. Like, who had that like little piece of hair sticking up in the back there? Oh my goodness. An American-born center, 23 years old. Where's the number 19 or 20?
I know it's not Brady either.
Yeah, because it can't be Ottawa.
Yeah.
So Boston, Florida, Montreal. My God.
Damn.
Oh my God. Damn. Wow.
Sorry.
He waits for it to be dead silent too.
My God.
Damn. Pull it back up again.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
I got nothing, man. Oh my god. Nick Cousins? What's his number? Is he even still in Florida?
I don't know where he is.
I got nothing.
Yeah, neither do I.
I want to say it's Florida. Just put Kachuk. I mean, I don't think he's that young. I mean, he's even a center.
No.
He's a left wing. He's a winger.
John Beecher. I never would have gotten it.
Nope.
Never in a million years would I have gotten it.
Yeah, same here.
Never in a million years.
All right. Trying actually and something new this week. Just to kind of doing a test run, just to kind of see how we like them. What this is, it deals with the drafts. It's either higher. So there, two players either say higher, lower, or the same. So obviously, for example,
For like their draft pick?
yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be the exact same year. It's just as long as they're. It could be either in the same class if they're higher or lower or whatever, or a different class from each. So
Like we can say,
2015 or 2014.
what was that Connor McDavid drafted higher or lower than
Yeah.
Jack Eichel?
That's
So-
yeah.
Okay.
And that's actually so. For example, like what concept of this one will deal with Connor McDavid was Austin Matthews higher or lower than Connor McDavid?
Neutral.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, and it'd be neutral because obviously Matthews was drafted in 2016 picked first overall by Toronto, and then Connor McDavid was picked first overall as well by Edmonton.
Okay.
Second one was higher, lower, or neutral. Evgeny Malkin, or was he drafted higher or lower than Patrick Hornquist?
He was higher.
Way higher.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah.
So for that,
If I'm not mistaken, Patrick Hornquist was Mr. Irrelevant, like
Yeah.
215 or something like that.
Yeah, back in the day.
obviously Evgeny Malkin 2004 picked by Pittsburgh second overall in the first round, and then Patrick Hornquist was drafted in 2005 in the 7th round,
Yeah.
like 36 overall. I forget what I wrote. I initially had it, but
Yeah. Okay.
and then this one, Ryan Miller or Jonathan Quick was Ryan Miller. I'm trying to reword it how I.
Was Ryan Miller drafted higher or lower than John
Yeah.
Quick?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Ryan higher or lower than.
Ooh.
I think that one was fun because I figured one of the two best.
I'm actually going to go lower with this one.
I was gonna go higher.
I do remember, I thought Miller ended up being a lot lower than
Or
he should have.
no, lower. Sorry, lower.
You guys are actually correct. He
Okay.
was lower. He obviously drafted in the '99 draft by Buffalo, 138th overall in the 5th round, 12th overall, and then Jonathan Quick was drafted in 2005 by LA, 72nd overall in the
wow.
3rd round, the 11th pick
Okay,
in
yeah.
the 3rd round.
Okay.
Cool. Nailed it.
Yep, these are just examples, so we might potentially see more in the future.
You know, I like that. Yeah, if we want to bring more of those back next week, I definitely like that. And another weekly occurrence, Colin had some more blind rankings for us.
All right. We're gonna do at least 2 of them, maybe 3, time permitting.
Yeah.
Looking at the time here in studio, it's starting to get pretty late. So, players on new teams.
Like that have changed teams this year.
Yeah, veterans that are on different franchises. So, the first one up is Steven Stamkos.
Okay.
Obviously made the switch from Tampa to...
Are we going based off of his play so far this year,
So far this year.
or are we doing like his career?
Well, so far this year on the new team, on the new franchise.
Well, that's like a 4.
Yeah, he's not.
The whole Nashville as a whole is not performing well. I know I think they just had the coaching change. If they did, they need to. Yeah, they are not doing.
I
fine.
still.
all those big signings. I think they also signed what
Jonathan Marchessault.
Marchessault, and there's one other name that they signed too. Was it Stevenson? No, he went to Seattle.
Yeah, he went to Seattle.
I can't remember where else came from Nashville.
Yeah, Steven Stamkos has been. I still don't like
There's
him.
one other big signing that Nashville made this offseason. I can't remember who it was, but
All right, second one up the list, Tyler Bertuzzi.
Oh, okay. He's with what? Chicago, right?
Yeah, went from Toronto to Chicago.
Another one. Chicago has not been playing pretty well at all.
I know Connor Bedard's even said like he's been frustrated. Like,
Yeah,
but obviously again it's the sophomore slump in that.
Yeah, so
I mean, but I don't know how well Bertuzzi himself is
Yeah.
playing.
not very well.
Not very well
Not
either.
very well.
I do feel like he might end up throwing like some really, really shitty at us. So I almost want to put him at 3. Because, like, is it Bertuzzi's fault or is it his team's fault?
Yes.
So, I almost want to put him at 3.
That's kind of where I was.
Just because he is still
my mindset.
kind of younger, so he, not too used to changing that much. Stamkos is a lot more of a veteran. He should know how to deal with a change.
Well, even though he's been with Tampa up until this point in his career.
Yeah, all right.
Third up on this list, Jake DeBrusk made the move from
Oh,
Boston
he's
to Vancouver.
He's doing really good
He's
up in
doing
Vancouver.
really good.
That might be our one slot right there. I'm trying to think of some bigger names that
I
have
wanna
switched.
I want to say 2 for now.
He's got the hint on first again.
That's why I'm not falling for it again because obviously we did it with Ryan Miller last week.
Not 2. It's gonna be Jake DeBrusk.
Number 4 on this
If he didn't look down, I would have looked over it again. I would have went right over my head again.
Number 4 on this list, Elias Lindholm.
Lindholm, I don't even know where he's playing. Is it
Yeah.
Boston?
I think, yeah, Boston.
Yeah.
5. I mean, I haven't heard much of anything from
Neither
him
have
this
I.
year.
I mean, he doesn't really have a whole lot of points, and he's playing alongside David Pastrnak. I remember doing my research on him before you guys came over. He's playing in Boston on the number 1 line, right between Pasta and the Rat.
Yeah, and he only has 14 points in 32 games so far, so.
And the last one, the number 1, Jacobic.
Jake Gensel, yeah, number 1. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I could see him going down to 2 and switching with DeBrusk. I think 1 and 2 are interchangeable.
But he scored in their game last night. He is on a 6 games goal streak right now.
Gensel, is he?
Yeah.
I know DeBrusk is also. I think he might be like top 2 for right now
Yeah.
for Vancouver in scoring. So I'm
Alright.
curious. I'm gonna look.
Honestly, that one was a pretty good one. Like I wouldn't really change. I would only really change either Jake DeBrusk and Jake Gensel. Honestly.
Yeah, DeBrusk has 14 goals in 29 games for a total of 23 points. Now for Vancouver, that's probably pretty damn good. So
I know Vancouver isn't the top team in the Pacific Division, but they still are, a formidable foe
Yeah.
for anybody.
For the fact they also just got Thatcher Demko back from injury and that.
So that's gonna be huge for them. I mean, yeah, DeBrusk is 4th in points, only behind the better player. Connor Garland is up there. Wow, yeah, behind the last Pettersson and Quinn Hughes. So I mean, when you have those 2 players playing ahead of you, kind of expect to be
You
a little further
can't
down.
you can't talk shit on being number 4 if those 2 players are above you in the standings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like take number 4 and run with it, because you'd probably be the number 1 player or the number 1 points getter on the team if you're somewhere like not Boston, Buffalo or Pittsburgh or Chicago. So like take it while you can.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up, top goalies so far this regular season.
Okay.
Okay.
First up is Jacob Markstrom.
Okay, he's what, New Jersey now?
Yeah.
New Jersey, I think, is like 2nd in the division. New Jersey's killing
They're
it.
second in the division right now.
So they're doing really well. I know they got off to a slower. I think
They
they won the
did.
first 2 games in Prague, and then they went on a losing streak and dropped like 5 of the next 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
But now they've been doing pretty good. I think they're like 20 and 12 or something like that.
They are 20, 10, and 3. They're at 43 points, second in the division, only to Washington. Washington has 4 games in hand.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're 4 points up from Carolina. Again, Carolina has 3 games in hand. So the very worst they can do right now is drop down to 3rd.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put him at. I'm trying to think of any goalies that have been rock solid this year. I know there's a couple.
I can name a handful of them.
So we gonna put him right in the middle at 3, or do we gonna put him at 2?
For safe, I want to put them in 3.
Just to be safe, 3?
Just-
Okay.
All right. Second up on this list, Darcy Kemper,
Darcy Kemper. Okay, he's Washington, isn't he?
LA.
He's
LA.
LA. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, technically, he just lost his starting role to Big Save Dave,
Yeah.
but then again, he's also been injured a bit this season. So,
Is Dave Riddick the starter
Yeah.
now?
well,
right
because
now?
he's been so fucking
They've
hot
been,
lately.
they've been back and forth, and Riddick has been.
Yeah,
been
Dave didn't really get a good start, and then when Kemper got a good got sidelined with an injury, and Riddick was named the official number 1. That's when he's like, okay, I'm gonna earn this.
It almost doesn't seem fair to put Kemper at 4 because of that injury, but I think we almost have to. I mean, he just hasn't gotten enough play time to show if this is actually going to be a consistent thing, or if he just had a kind of a lucky streak. Yeah, I'm going to say 4.
I was going to say, him and the next goalie on the list kind of are in an unfair advantage. And I'll share why once we get there.
I'll say 4.
I mean, hopefully it turns around. I mean, we're still semi-early in the season. We're still kind of a little under, almost half.
About like a third of the way through the season
Yeah.
right now.
Next up, Linus Ullmark. I know he has struggled, but when you go from a killer Boston team with a lot of people that can play defense in front of you to Ottawa.
To Ottawa.
Honestly, going into this, I knew this was going to be. Allmark was going to not.
He's going to have a lackluster year.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Compared to last year, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but then again,
Or
Boston.
compared to 2 years ago.
But again, Boston versus.
Was it 2 years ago when he had that like 40-win season when Boston won like fucking 65 games or whatever?
Yeah, that.
And set like a franchise record.
NHL record.
In an
The best
NHL.
the best regular season in history, and they went on to lose in the first round.
In
To
seven-
Florida.
seven-
To an 18th placed Florida team, who almost won the cup that year. Believe it or not.
Do we want to put him all the way at 5? I think we have to. Who else could he throw on here though? Like, what are some other goalies that have changed teams?
Oh no, not change teams, just goalies this season who've performed well.
Oh, just who have performed well. Okay, that was the last one. Yeah, players that have changed. I think I'm still gonna put him at 5.
Yeah.
Though.
Because
I feel like I have 2 names in my head that I feel like he at least one that I think he's gonna throw.
Yeah, I do
for sure.
too. And plus, there are a ton more better goaltenders that have done so much better.
I'm thinking of who you might be thinking.
Yeah.
The goalie number 4, Andrei Vasilevsky.
Okay. I mean,
Again,
he hasn't been as sharp as he has been in years past. I know he was fighting injuries last year, and he probably still is, just kind of getting back to himself.
I know where I want to place my last 2, but obviously I know the range.
I have 2 names. That was not one of the names I was thinking. I have 2
Neither-
names in my head for
I
what
have
he
two-
might do for the last one.
I had 2 as one.
So I'm gonna, because of the names that I have in my head, I'm gonna put him at 2.
I'm also would say 2 as well.
I'm just trying to make sure I can type his last name right. Who do you think I have on my list?
I'm between either Ottinger or Fleury.
I'm between Hellebuck or Ottinger.
Well, you are both wrong. I have Mr. Dustin Wolf.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly a good list. Then he's
Yeah.
he's been killing it. For as young as he is, being a rookie, and he's kind of been thrown into that starting position almost.
A Calder favorite.
Oh, for sure.
I did think of Fleury, but I didn't want to put him on this list because I wanted to throw you guys off a little bit.
I can definitely throw this off.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to pop up. That's why I kept putting everybody so low. I don't want to get screamed at again.
I would have given you guys a hint if it was Fleury. I would have pointed back down the jersey again, but
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think we
agree.
still got time to throw this third one in here.
all right. So the best sounds in hockey. The best sounds.
Okay.
Number 1, clear tape going on the stick. Kind of thing.
That's a very satisfying sound.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably some players out there that are like, oh, 1, baby, number 1. But I definitely already have ideas in my head for what he might throw on here. So, but that's pretty solid. But I'm thinking more like in-game action sounds that he might throw in. That might be a lot better. So I'm gonna put this one down at 4.
Really?
It's still a very solid sound, but I feel like he might have a lot of like in-game sounds that
Yeah.
are a lot more satisfying.
So,
Do you agree with that, Jeff?
Because I personally think there's slightly better ones.
number 2, the crowd booing.
I mean, depends. Are we booing because the ref made a shitty call?
Are you the home team and your crowd's booing at you, or the away team the crowd's
Are you
at
booing
them?
in an away team because it's the Penguins versus the Flyers rivalry?
Are you booing because just how terrible the
Penguins are?
the product was on the ice, like
So I think
performance-wise?
this one could be right in the middle. I think because of that, because there's a lot of good qualities for it, there's a lot of bad qualities for it. So I think that's a good, just right solid middle tier.
Number 3, the goal horn.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's almost has to be number 1. I mean, the only time it's not
When
you're down 8-0 and you score a goal, you're like, well, whoopee.
Again!
No, like you're down 8-0 and then you finally pot one. You're like, oh, yippee, boy, we scored.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood my bad. So, number 1? Or
It's your call, Jeff. You can do 1 or 2.
it is such a good sound, but it can be bad at the same time too. Just like number 3.
2,
Yeah.
2. Okay.
number 4, chirping.
Oh, oh my god. And these are more, half these are more actions than sounds. I mean, like these last two, the crowd booing and chirping is like more actions than sounds. Oh my god, is this gonna be number
But
1?
like a good fucking chirp, man, can really send you over the edge.
I have a feeling what he might put for 1, but I don't want to put this one at 5.
I don't either.
I almost know what he's gonna put for 1, but it's not, I don't want to put this at 5.
I don't either.
But I feel like we have to because I have a feeling what number 1's gonna be.
And number 1,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so good when it happens against you, like crossbar and off. That's what I thought you were gonna do crossbar and out.
but no, bar
Like
down.
your opponent hits the crossbar and goes away.
It could be, but you know.
Team bar down, like scores, boing, and goes in. Yeah, that's okay. That was close. That was pretty much similar, but I was thinking on the other end of the spectrum for that.
Same sound, just different outcome. Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, one couple last things to touch on here. The couple of trades that happened throughout the week. Back on the 9th, Colorado Avalanche acquired goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood, Giovanni Smith, and the 5th round pick in 2027 from the San Jose Sharks in exchange for goaltender Alex Georgiev, for Nikolai Kovalchenko, a 5th round pick in 2025, and a 2nd round pick in 2026. This one kind of came as a shock to me, a huge shock to me. But I know that goaltending has been where Colorado has been struggling a lot this season.
That's been their biggest struggle.
But Georgiev for Blackwood? I don't know if I agree with that one. But
not 100% on that, if I'm going to be honest with you.
That one was definitely... I think they could have gone after somebody a little bit better than that. And one that I found not funny, but just kind of ironic. St. Louis Blues acquired defenseman Cam Fowler and a 4th round pick in the 2027 NHL draft in exchange for defenseman Jeremy Biakabukada.
Bless you.
Thank you. And a 2nd round pick in the 2027 draft. What I found just strange about that is literally like 3 days prior, Cam Fowler had just became like 2nd for games played for Anaheim. And literally like 3 days later, like, all right, thanks, Cam. Later.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
I was like, what the hell? It's like they were just saying, oh, thank you, Cam, for playing here as long as you have, but we're trading you.
That's pretty
And
much
then they said, oh, Cam Fowler is 2nd all time for games played for the Anaheim Ducks. 2 days later, they trade him. Like, thank you, Cam, for all the time you spent here.
Now we know you spent a lot of time and things in your career to help us out, but big middle finger, man.
One other last little thing here is somebody put together a roster that if Team Russia were to be put into the Four Nations face-off, and I want to discuss that roster with you guys, see if you think who should be in there, maybe somebody who shouldn't. But yeah. For the forwards, we got Panarin, Malkin, and Kucherov. Kaprizov, Buchnevich, Svechnikov. Ovechkin, Barbashev, Valery Nishushkin, and Matvey Michkov, Vlad Nemestikov, and Kirill Marchenko. Defense, we got Mikhail Sergachev, Dmitry Orlov, Alexander Romanov, and Dmitry Kulikov. Why so many Ovs, my god. Vladislav Gavrikov, and Artem Zub. And goaltenders, we got Vasi, Shesterkin, and Bobrovsky. Scratches being Evgeny Dadonov, or extras being Evgeny Dadonov and Ivan Provorov.
I mean, it could be a good lineup if, No, I'm not going to say that on here. Nope. That's a conversation for off the air.
I think it's honestly a pretty damn good list.
It is.
It's a very good list.
No, it really friggin' is. So.
Like, off the top of my head, I can't think of any Russian players that should be on that list that aren't, to be honest with you. So it's a very, very, very good roster. Like, that team I think that team could possibly end up winning the whole thing. Like,
well, I don't know. Canada obviously is still pretty fucking good.
yeah. Yeah, this thing, I don't think we mentioned this last week, but this is just, because I think this might have just happened earlier this week. Yeah, that Juan Soto contract, that $765 million contract. Honestly, you're the one that sent this. This is a tweet from Puck Report at NHL. There have been 7 contracts in NHL history there have been 7 contracts in NHL history that have hit $100 million in total value. All 7 combined still do not reach the contract that Juan Soto just signed. Those players being Alex Ovechkin, Leon Draisaitl, Shea Weber, Sid the Kid, Ilya Kovalchuk, Nathan McKinnon, and Connor McDavid. Combined, that total reached $753.2 million. $12 million shy of this contract that Juan Soto signed.
That just tells you, like, number one, how overpaid some of these MLB players are, and number two, like, just the salary cap. Not restrained, but like
it's the same for the NFL too. Like, it seems like every year we get a new. Oh, he's the highest paid quarterback, and he's the highest paid player in NFL history. Then Mahomes signs the contract. Oh, Mahomes is the highest paid, and then it was Tua Tagovailoa for like 2 days, and then it became Jordan Love. Then it became C.J. Stroud. Like, it's like I don't think C.J. Stroud because it's only like his second year, but yeah, Jordan Love has only had one good starting year. Like, oh, let's pay him $55 million fucking dollars.
And just to look at it, like...
And don't get me wrong, these are all great players. Like, Jordan Love,
yeah.
He had a great season. I think he's a little bit too early for that. Can he eventually earn that? Possibly, but still, $55 million a year.
And just to look at it, like, comparing the salary caps that I believe the NBA is under and the NHL is under versus... I know the NFL, their salary cap is a little bit looser than the other 2 leagues. And MLB doesn't have a fucking salary cap because of how many games they play in a single season.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous.
And, not having a salary cap, looking at some of these... I was having this conversation at Thanksgiving with my parents' grandparents. Some of these bigger market teams, New York, LA. I know Toronto technically is a bigger market city, but they're not really known for MLB or baseball in general. They're known more for their hockey. Mm-hmm. Just these bigger market teams that can pay out a hell of a lot more than, say, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Houston. Well, I don't know where you would call it.
I mean, it's the same in the MLB. Yeah. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. MLB, these bigger market teams
that don't, because there's no salary cap in the MLB.
Yeah.
So I mean, teams like New York,
LA.
Both New York teams, LA. Even Boston's up there for a lot of money. Chicago, even the Cubs, even though they suck, I'm pretty sure Chicago's up there.
Yeah, when you compare them to Detroit, the Pistons, the Pirates,
Tigers, I mean.
Yeah.
I'm thinking NBA.
NBA.
I'm thinking NBA.
I was like,
Tigers, the Pirates.
Tigers, Pirates.
The Marlins.
The Rays.
Rays. The Angels now that they lost a couple of their big guys.
Yeah, some of these smaller market teams that really can't compete with these salary caps or
That's been the debate for years now in the MLB is for the MLB to enlist a salary cap, like.
But the same argument would be like, we gotta lighten the workload, we gotta lighten the schedule then, because what the NHL did, here's the cap, we only have 82 games, every team.
I know
Here's your
the
basement. Here's your ceiling. Obviously, there are some certain exceptions to the basement with Columbus and News and Johnny Gaudreau. And obviously, they're we get it. You guys can be below the basement for a little while. You guys do what you need to do, kind of thing. But it's
just nuts how much any players that aren't hockey players make nowadays. Like somebody broke it down like Jordan Love or like the highest paid quarterbacks, they're making upwards of like $25,000 like a second or per snap that they play. Like it's crazy. Unbelievable. Like if you break it down, like say somebody's making $55 million. Say your team doesn't make the playoffs. You only play 17 games. You're making what? Almost $3 million a game? per game.
And it just depends. You can play anywhere between 20 minutes and 40 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like obviously, you're not counting like the off season and doing training camp and preseason and practice. And if you do make the postseason, those extra 3-4 games you might have to play.
There's so much more fluctuation in between
it's,
that.
It's ridiculous. I mean, and hockey players take big hits, and it's just as physical as say football is and stuff like that. Football is just as physical as hockey is, I should say.
Well, there's one stat that I will always go back to, and I wish I haven't saved. Hockey players, I think, are 17% smaller than football players.
The average football player, yeah.
But they hit, I think, 25% harder.
Like 25 or 35% harder
than
football hit.
Yeah, than the average NFL player.
And you have a significant amount less padding, too, I'm pretty sure. The amount of pads that I've seen a football player have on compared to hockey players.
Yeah.
And the goalie definitely has the most out of anybody, for sure.
Yeah, taking goaltender out of the situation, just look at the average skater.
Yeah.
The average skater on your NHL team and line them up against an offensive lineman. They're probably
180, maybe 190 pound, 5'10" forward compared to a 366'4" NFL lineman.
And the center is the smallest lineman on I almost said NHL team on an NFL team.
Typically, yeah.
So comparing them to taking fucking Zdeno Charles, tall 6'9" ass out of the equation.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but
yeah.
Anyway, you good?
I think that about does it.
You good?
One more thing. I kind of just happened to scroll across. I brought it up earlier in the week. Like most goals assisted by a teammate. Obviously earlier in the week after last week's recording, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, they both hit 200 together. They joined an elite list of multiple. They joined Jared Curry and Wayne Gretzky at 364. Mike Bossy and Brian Trottier with the New York Islanders at 310. The Sedin brothers, Daniel and Henrik, at 280 with Vancouver. Alex Ovechkin and Nicholas Backstrom at 279. Gordie Howe and Alex Delvenchio.
Take your time, Jeffy. It's okay.
At 209. And then Brian Trottier and Mike Bossy the other way around at 203. Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid at 200. Jared Curry and Wayne Gretzky at 196. With between Edmonton and LA. LA, Dave Taylor and Marcel Dion at 184. And with Montreal, Steve Schultz and Guy Lafleur at 184.
Wow. That's a pretty elite list to join, so congrats to that, man. That's huge. But yeah, I think that does it for me, too. I'm good.
I'm good.
Peace out. We're done. I really don't want to do that outro this week. I'm not going to lie to you. We'll do it again next week before we wrap up for the 2024 calendar year.
I'm going to do it anyway. If y'all aren't following us on any of our social medias, whether that be Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Hold on, let me pull out the fucking scroll of shit that we're on.
Definitely, like I said, we've said this multiple times. Me and Colin are definitely the most active on Twitter, or private Twitters, that is. You definitely find our accounts through the Buckbusters main account. I said Facebook. We post to Facebook the link for the new episode. We post that to Twitter as well. Yeah, that about does it. We'll see you guys next week for probably the final episode of 2024.
It definitely will be.
Will be the final episode of 2024. So you won't get your Merry Christmas and Merry Happy Holidays just quite yet. You'll get that next week. Because we'll see you next week, guys.
Yep. See ya.
Peace.